asked John to come on today to talk about the common misconceptions that we run into with insurance coverage. And John, I guess there's a pretty staggering statistic there. About 86% of Americans believe they have a strong understanding of their insurance policies, but is that actually even true?
Right. Yeah, this is an interesting article that I read this week, and it's from the Insurance Journal. Um, Trusted Choice is like the brand name for the independent insurance agents of America. So
Mhm.
that's like it's like this it's like the National Association of Realtors. It's like the NAR for insurance agents, right? So Trusted Choice did this survey of Americans, and 86% of respondents said that they had a strong understanding of their insurance policy. And then they went on to highlight you know, five different key questions that over 50% of Americans just got totally wrong,
Oh, sure.
of these 86%. So I want to run through those and just hopefully dispel some myths for the listeners today. And also, point out a few things that are really important to know about your insurance coverage, whether it's home or auto. The first one is something that I've come on the show and talked about an awful lot, and we
Mhm.
run into it a lot. 56% of respondents in this survey were unaware that a standard home insurance policy does not cover flood damage.
A lot of people get caught up in that one. A lot of people. Hmm.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that if
Groundwater.
you've never encountered it before, I guess, right, you might not know. And I certainly believe this to a certain extent. I don't know that it's 56% of people that I deal with on a daily basis, but there's certainly a good chunk of people who have we've had the really awkward and unfortunate phone call when, their home was damaged by flooding from one of the many you know, uh, very rainy events that we've had over the last couple of years. And come to find out, their coverage is really limited when it comes to that. So, flood insurance is something that's, if you're not in a high risk zone, if your lender isn't making you buy it, it doesn't mean that you automatically have coverage for it. You should at least consider it because the cost is going to be pretty low for somebody who doesn't live in a high risk flood zone. Number two, this is the biggest number of people that didn't, had a misconception here. 70% of people were unaware that a standard home insurance policy doesn't cover materials, fixtures,
Hmm.
building materials being used during renovations,
That's right. That's right. Because we
right?
take out
So
a special one with you when we're flipping properties.
exactly. So that's super common misconception, and this one I believe for sure because to the uninitiated, somebody who's not been, investing in properties, maybe distressed properties that they're flipping or improving, it's very common for me to have somebody reach out and just say, "Hey, I need a home insurance quote." And I go through the normal process of working on a home insurance quote with them. Come to find out a week later, after we've kind of started, getting everything going, we realize, oh, you're renovating this property. This is going to be vacant for some length of time here. You got to do a lot of work to it. You're either planning on selling it 3 months later, or you just have a lot of work to do before you end up moving in or getting tenants in there. Regular home insurance definitely not going to be the right fit for you for a number of reasons. And so that's a huge one that it's really important to know. If you're planning on doing home renovations, major renovations, we're talking, it's not just like, I'm redoing my kitchen this summer, right? This is like major renovations to your home. You really ought to look into a specialized policy for that. All right. How about this one? Does a standard auto policy, I'm asking you guys this one, putting you on the spot. Does a
Go,
standard
Greg.
auto policy, does it cover business use of a vehicle?
I would say no.
You would be correct, Greg. You would be correct. A standard personal auto policy doesn't cover business use. And business use meaning like not just commuting to work. The good news is that you can get a personal auto policy. You just need to declare your vehicle as business use.
Hmm.
You need to declare it as business use if that's what you're going to be doing.
Can you?
It means that. It also means if your job requires you to run errands using your vehicle on a daily basis, your job requires, like, maybe you work for a restaurant and your job is to go to the farmer's market every day and pick out the
Hmm.
vegetables, or go to the down to the pier and pick up the seafood or whatever it is. That That's business use of your vehicle. That means that you're required to use your car for work, not just commuting to and from. And that just gets rated a little bit higher because you're probably driving a little bit more often than the average person, and you're using it for a purpose beyond just yourself. True or false? Personal items stolen from your car are covered by a standard auto insurance policy.
False. I'd say false.
Yeah, 100%. Believe it or not, though, 44% of Americans incorrectly believe that items stolen from your car are covered by your auto insurance policy, which
I feel like
is
more would believe that.
right. But unfortunately, not true. Believe it or not, your home insurance policy or your renter's insurance policy may provide some coverage there.
Yeah.
You do have a certain amount of coverage for personal belongings on your home insurance or renter's insurance, whatever it might be. Your primary residence insurance will cover your belongings off of a premises away from your home, and that includes in a car. And the last one I'll say, all right, we know a lot of things impact car insurance, right? From accidents, what you name it, infractions. Do parking tickets impact your auto insurance premium?
No.
Negative. They do not, which
Violation.
should be super obvious. Believe it or not, 57% of people though thought that parking tickets would impact their car insurance. If you get a parking ticket, don't sweat it. You don't need to call me and ask. The answer is no, it's not going to make your car insurance go up. Your car was parked. You weren't driving. You weren't speeding. You didn't blow through a stop sign. You just didn't pay the meter.